What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, girl, that's Josh, and I'm back with another YouTube banger, man. We're tuning into the a rewatch, and we're gonna be reacting to Cooley, man. He's gonna be sitting here talking about, does body counts matter and genders? You feel me? Does why it's respected, and you feel me, and why it's disrespected, and what's more respected. So tune in, you feel me, get to listen in, man. We on the road to 2K. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, man. And man, let's get right into this banger, man. I hope y'all enjoy the video. We're gonna spark the wood too. We're gonna be smoking a little bit, and let's get right into this video. You dig?
It's just the facts. Um, who believes? Okay, so you don't believe that men and women can be friends, and you two are 50-50, but you truly believe that men and women can be friends,
Yeah.
right? Do you have a guy friend?
I feel like men and women can be
so
friends
that's
because
a really loaded question. Just
it all
because yes, I do.
depends.
Okay.
I
You feel me?
talk.
What
Let's give him a call.
circumstances the woman puts the man in, and what circumstances the man put the
Let's
woman
give him a
in.
call.
You
So,
feel me? And if they actually do find each other
you
attractive,
turned off
you
your
feel
phone?
me? But at the
Yeah.
same time, if
Okay.
you guys are
If
both
you want
attractive,
to, it's
you
up
guys
to
find
you.
each other
If you want to,
attractive,
what we could do
it's like
is
you're
you
gonna
could
know
call up
that.
one of your
But at the
guy
same
friends,
time, it all
and
depends.
what you'll
Like I
say
said,
now, it's just for the podcast purposes. Afterwards, you could text him like, "Hey."
it really all depends.
That's like gross. Like to me, like I would never call up any of my guy friends and do that. Like that literally makes me want to vomit.
I would
Yeah.
do it
Like
on mine.
even are you like suggesting that I ask them like something gross?
No, no, not at all.
Like,
So
or
all
they just
I
do they
was
just
going
have
to
to answer the phone?
no. So
Because
what I
like
was gonna say was
gross.
that all you have to do is call up one of your guy friends that you consider a friend. I know you're married, so that they also know you're married too, right? So you would say something on the lines of, "Hey, what's your husband's name?
Joey.
Joey."
Mhm.
You'll say, "Hey, me and Joey were it's very bad times. Like I don't know what's going on.
He's trying to put him in a
Maybe it's a
circumstance
divorce
like me
going
and
on.
Joey in a really bad time.
Can I
I see
come
what
stay
he's
with
doing.
you?"
Oh,
Yeah.
you know,
Saying,
I
and
could
he's
tell one of
probably
my
gonna be
guy friends
like,
he's head
say,
over
yeah. I
heels
mean,
for
at the
me.
same
So yeah,
time,
we
because he's
know
gonna
that's
be
gonna
like,
work. Nah, we
yeah,
know that's
shit,
gonna
might as
work.
well,
That's not
right?
a
He says
But at the
like,
same time,
no, my friend Alan, you met him. He only likes me as a friend now. He got mad at me the other day because he hasn't heard from
only
me.
acting as
He's like,
friend,
you're
yeah.
just like all the other girls I'm friends with. You never answer. I'm like, dude, I have a life and I have personal going
He has a
on.
life.
So we got a super chat from
Cut her off. Yo, that's
Tony
crazy.
Barnett. He says, "Ladies, what you need to understand is that the more men that woman has had with, the tougher it will be to pair bond with. So the more you have sex with men, the tougher will be to pair bond." That's what Tony said. Then he said, "This will
Basically
mean in
saying
the
they're
future
saying
she will
the
likely
more a
divorce
woman sits there
or
and just has
cheat
more bodies and
on your
more
son." So
bodies,
this was
she's
directed to
going
you
to
when we
sit
were
there
talking about that
eventually. If she
situation
ends up getting a
before.
relationship,
Thanks,
it's
Tony,
gonna
for
be
the
like,
super chat. I
you don't really know if you
appreciate that, man.
what
There's
type of woman
definitely a
she's gonna be
psychological
in that
factor in there, and
relationship.
that's
Is
why
she
I
gonna
said,
leave
like,
you or
why
not?
is it
Because she got
100?
so
Like,
many
why would
bodies
you
and she's
need
been through
to?
so many
I
men.
feel
So
like,
it's
I
like
mean, personally, I
sometimes
haven't surpassed
they
that
say if
number,
a
and
woman
I
has
mean,
so many
I've
bodies, she becomes
dated
like
around and done my
numb in
thing,
a
and I
way.
feel like,
So that's
yeah, there's
why, you feel
definitely
me, they say
probably a
that.
psychological
But at the
factor.
same
So
time, you feel me,
he's
they
right,
say
but
that
if
like
you're
a
just
woman, because a
basing
woman
it
can
off
sit
that
there and
without me able to
choose, you
answer
know.
any other
They say
questions,
a man
like
has sex with who
I would never
a
judge that
man
either,
has
because
sex
like
with
again,
who
you
he
go
can
back to
have
like, what
sex
if you
with,
went through
and
a
a woman
time,
has
like the
sex with
people,
who
a
she
lot of women
wants to.
use it for a
You feel
self-harm
me?
mechanism, and I don't think that, I think that's not talked
See,
about a lot. So like
like a lot of
when
women,
women
yeah, do
really
use
like
it
are at
as
like
a
that,
self.
instead of, that's how they hurt themselves, like, and I've seen it,
Yeah,
like
Wait, what are you talking about?
true.
like
Women hurt themselves because of
when
what?
women go on these like little escapades and they go and they sleep with a bunch of men, it's like a form of self-harm.
Because they
Oh
know
yeah,
they
So like,
can.
So
You feel
wait,
me?
so now since you know that it's a form of lame, I need you. You good, Kev? You want to do it? I know
Nah,
you
go
got the
ahead,
cup in
go,
your hand.
bro.
You sure?
Yeah,
So you just admitted that, you know, when women sleep around and they're being promiscuous, it's like a form of self-harm. So you even know what it takes because you're a woman, and
Yes.
and you know what it takes, what mental mind frame you would have to be in to be sleeping around with even, you know, multiple guys within a year. You know what mental mind frame you would have to be in. So now when you put your mental mind frame onto other women, it's like, that seems like it's a form of self-harm. Now let's go back to the last question when I said that, well, the question that Tony was even speaking about, when you really couldn't answer the question, like, what do you consider a high body count for a woman to be a whore? If you know that a woman had 100 bodies, it's more likely for her to be acting in self-harmful ways. Why would you advise your son to marry that? Like, why did it take you so long to choose the girl that only had 4 bodies and not the girl that had 100 bodies?
Well, I mean, you've also asked me, like, am I religious, spiritual? I mean, like, I am very,
Yeah.
like, I practice spirituality. It might not be what you practice, and that's okay. But like, a lot of my beliefs come around like the butterfly. So like, I believe the universe like has these blueprints inlaid in like the earth, and like the transformative properties that you can go from one thing and become something completely different. It really allows
So
like
she's
that
basically
change.
sitting
Like,
there
I
saying
can't
like
say
she
that
feels like
somebody
a woman
hasn't gone
could have
through like
over
a
100 bodies and then
transformation, a
change and be like, all
metamorphosis.
right,
It's
you know, I'm
painful,
back to.
it sucks, it
But
hurts,
at the
and we all
same
do it at
time,
some point. So
it
like,
all
with that in mind, I'm
depends.
not
Like
going to take
a
somebody's
woman, like
number
if
and
she's
put that
having
on
over
them,
100
because
bodies
Yeah.
and
people can
doing that
heal.
shit, like
Got
And
you.
when
a
you're
So
porn
let me
star,
just
knowing
clarify
you
for that.
could
So
do
you
that
said
shit,
that
knowing you could
you know,
just
people can go
be
through a metamorphosis
noticed,
and have
and then know,
an
all right,
awakening and change
I'm
their
gonna just get
behaviors.
respected. No, you're not
Yeah,
really gonna
it's
get respected
possible for that to
as
happen to
the type
someone,
of respect that you
and they
would
could
get if
really
you
change
weren't
their
that. You
behaviors.
feel
But
me?
do you
Because
think
we
it's
know you
probable?
can do that.
No, most
We know you
people,
can
the way
have
they do
sex. We
one
know you
thing
can have
is
sex
the
with
way
that
they do a
person. It's like,
multitude of
you
things.
feel
Why
me?
do you
So
think guys that why do you think it's so hard to make $100,000 a year and only 20% of the population, men and women, make $100,000 a year in America, right? The reason why is because it's hard to do, because the way you do one thing is the way you do a multitude of other things. So the people that can make $100,000+ a year, they have the same similar characteristic traits: A-type personality, non-agreeable, uh, and decisive. They're not indecisive. They're congruent. They're assertive. They're dominant to a degree. So those are the personality traits that takes any human being, man or woman, to succeed in life, right? But why do you think only 20% of the population can do that? Because most people don't change their behaviors. Like, most people can't adapt and change. So if we're speaking about a topic and we're talking about your son, someone that
meaning
you
if
birthed, and someone that you're going
she's
to
just going about having
advise
100
them,
bodies
Liam, you good?
and then just be like, change once you
Advise
change
them of
into it, you
things.
think she's gonna really
You
change?
want to objectively think about things and say, well, wait, the one with 100 bodies, she's not gonna. Can she really change? It's possible, but is it probable? No, it isn't probable for her to change her past
Like it's
ways. And then
possible
you
that
also
she
got
can
to think
change, but
about it
it's
as like,
probably not
well,
gonna
does she
change.
even
Like is
deserve your
the
son?
percentage really
Like,
gonna
the
be
woman that
that high?
was being promiscuous and sleeping around, your son is a surgeon now.
And
Does she
that
even deserve? You get what I'm saying? But you chose the right answer already. But
I mean, that means that like, I have confidence in myself that I raised him to see the best. You wouldn't let me ask any other questions other than the body count. So like, if you're telling me that it's not possible, that's complete, or probable, that's completely different than possible.
Correct.
And so like, I think since he's a brain surgeon, doctor extraordinaire, rocket scientist, that he would know the difference between putting himself in danger and then going forward with somebody that actually deserves him or has a chance in
Correct.
life.
But
So
you're
if
his
he's
mother.
telling me these both women have the same exact love and things like that, I can't judge it on one thing, and you're not letting me say anything else or like ask him prying questions,
because
because
everything was equal the same. That was just
but there's like, as I said, life is way more complicated than that, than just the body
but
count.
but
It might not be probable, but it is possible.
so anything is so this is the thing, right? But you're fine because you're married. So I'm not going to get on you too much. You won. You get what I'm saying? You have
I
a
won the
man.
game,
Yeah, you
guys.
won the game. So you have a man. So really, yes, you could have just been like, to avoid the question, you would have been like, you know what? I'm going to defer this answer to my husband. Let him, make the choice for my son of what would be best. And your husband would definitely be like, son, why would you even ask me which one to choose? You know which one to choose. Shut up. Choose the one with 4. It'd be real quick.
I
And
don't think he would do that.
he definitely would.
would.
It's in all men.
He
We
would.
get disgusted. We get repulsed. Just like you get repulsed when a dude is living in the basement with his mom eating cereal all day, but he's in your inbox. Just like you get repulsed when the dude is lying to you and he's like selling you a dream.
You're wrong though. Like,
Right.
because
No. Listen, what he's basically sitting here saying is like, you feel me? What he's basically sitting here saying is that You need to understand the same way women get disgusted about a man being bummy or not having a sturdy job or being in not having a car or being a bum or living in his mom's basement, not be able to do stuff like, you feel me, eating shit, bro. The same way y'all get disgusted about that stuff is the same we get disgusted about body counts, because we know y'all can sit there and have sex anytime you want. We know this stuff, so it's going to make it, it's going to put it like, okay, you feel me? Y'all view us because we don't have this. We view you because you have so many bodies. We know you could do that. You know you could have sex. So that's why a man having 100 bodies is more respected than a woman. It's not, excuse me, it's not saying it's okay, but at the same time, a man having 100 bodies and a woman having 100 bodies is going to be different, because you got to look at it from this perspective. If a woman goes in the bar and she says, "Who wants to have sex?" a whole bunch of men might say yeah, and a high percentage chance of that happening. If a man does it, they're gonna be like, buy me a drink first, or something. They're going to say something along those lines, and it's going to be a less percent chance of him having sex just off of him sitting there saying that. It's like sitting there saying this. A woman sitting there playing Mortal Kombat on easy and she beats the game, right? And then I go play the game on hard mode and I beat the game. Which one's more respected more? The man who, because he played it on hard mode. You got to understand this. Like, if a man sits there and takes a woman out on a date, it's not necessary, okay, I'm taking you out on a date to have sex or anything like that. But says he takes her on a date, he doesn't know he's going to have sex. He doesn't know nothing. You feel me? A woman knows because she's determining if you're going to have sex. She determines. So that's why it's looked at as like, okay, you feel me? You got 100 bodies. Okay, you're letting yourself go because you're just choosing. I got 100 bodies is because, you feel me? Like, I'm a high status man, or I can get it because you feel me, I'm doing stuff and I'm working my everyday job and I'm using that money to do this. You just showing up to the party. So that's why it's kind of looked at as different. It's not saying both are respected, but I'm saying that a man having 100 bodies is respected more. You feel what I'm saying? Don't lose sight of the track of what I'm saying. A man having 100 bodies is bad too. But a man having 100 bodies and a woman having 100 bodies, a man is more respected. All right, man, it's your boy, God, that's Joshi. Man, you tuning into the daily podcast, man. We on the road to 2K. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man, and we out. You did.